Welcome back to this week's edition of the Rock and Roll Ghost podcast. This week we have actor Steven Ogg, who you may know from such shows as The Walking Dead, Westworld, The Tick, Better Call Saul, and most recently Snowpiercer, where he played career convict Pike. He's also, as I found out through research, was a part of Grand Theft Auto and Old Spice commercials, which I thought were freaking hilarious.
And smelled real good.
Yeah. How you doing today, Steven?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing good. Are you in LA?
I came out to Palm Springs for a couple days.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, just basking in the sun currently right now.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about your role in Snowpiercer wrapped up this season. Was it hard to say goodbye to the role of Pike?
I'd say it's always hard to say goodbye to friends. That's always the biggest thing of like any of these projects. You know, with The Walking Dead, we still, a lot of us see each other.
Yeah.
Because we do these cons, and so you get to, you know, when you go to these conventions, you get to still hang out. But with the Snowpiercer group, we don't get to see each other as much. Although I just did a film with Annalise, so that's wonderful. But it's always saying goodbye to friends is more difficult than saying bye to a character. You know,
Gotcha.
That doesn't bother me so much as when you have to leave a family, right? That you get to spend time with. That's the tough part.
Yeah. The
business.
Go ahead.
Just in general, right? With the business, it's having relationships for 6 months. You usually spend, especially during COVID, we would spend all our time together because we weren't allowed to go out anywhere.
Right.
So you have such an intense relationship with a group of people, and then it's like, okay, bye. You stay in touch, not the same as being with them for that time.
Yeah, no, I get it. My question. You know, it's funny. I honestly, I haven't been able to. I see that Snowpiercer is on HBO Max, and I haven't watched it yet. So I'm gonna, now that there's like 3 seasons worth, I'm probably gonna dig in deep pretty soon. But what I found interesting about your character is that he was a former Cook County jail inmate, and I'm from the South Chicago area, and I drive past the Cook County jail a lot, so that's kind of funny to me.
Well, it's interesting that they say that, because I was like, I didn't want that. I was like, I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was an inmate. I didn't think he was a criminal. I think it's much more interesting when someone that you think might be, you know, nefarious, bad is not necessarily what you expect.
Yeah.
So that's something I think they put on the character.
So it's not something that gets addressed on the show, then. I'm obviously.
No, I mean, it's that the past is never brought up. It's just, you know, people infer whatever they want, which is what I like. But yeah, as far as I was concerned, he wasn't necessarily, because to say that someone in the tail was a criminal,
right,
was not what I wanted to say. People couldn't afford to get on the train. The rich people. I don't want to say just because you can't afford and you're back of the train, that makes you a bad person or a criminal. Not at all. These are people that just fought to get on the train to survive in this world. So I fought against that idea if he was a bad guy or a criminal or from prison. So I was like, nah, he maybe did some bad shit, but who hasn't?
Right. Well, that's also cool because from what I mean, it's a spoiler. Obviously, I've spoiled some of this myself by reading about it, but you kind of do some heroic stuff in the end, which I think is pretty awesome way to go out on.
Yeah, and he also, I mean, he had his values, and there was a lot of things that he did that completely reflected who he was. It's just, the way things are displayed and shown, and the way things turn out on the show might show something a little different.
Right. Well, the other, like I said, the other interesting thing I found out is because I honestly don't play video games much, and to find out you were a part of one of the Grand Theft Autos, and you played a guy apparently a really bad guy named Trevor Phillips. Could you have ever imagined when you started working as an actor that you someday be part of a video game? Because I think we're probably somewhat close in age. Video games for us were not that kind of interaction where you'd actually be like somebody real would be moving around.
Right. It was Pac-Man or
Yeah.
shooting little things at asteroids.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Knock 'em Out was maybe the closest thing. Do you remember that game? What was
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was kind of like Rocket Sock'em Robots.
Left hook.
Yeah.
Knock him out.
Right. That was probably like the first step.
Yeah, no, it's come a long way. And I mean, all of this stuff, I'm not into video games. I have never really played it. I just did a Comic-Con in Pittsburgh where I still get a lot of, the Grand Theft Auto fans are incredible. And 10 years, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But I understand the relationship being so different because with a video game, and again, this is not from a gamer. I don't play them. I don't care. I got to be a cartoon. It was approached from a motion capture standpoint of it was an interesting character, and I got to be a cartoon. So I thought that's pretty fucking cool to be able to do that. So the excitement of all of that was what I was thrilled to be involved with, as opposed to it's part of a video game or a video game franchise or Grand Theft Auto. I didn't care about that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it was such a great experience. And with these fans, what I've realized is the time spent, like when you have, obviously with a movie or TV, even if it's weekly, you watch for an hour once a week, or you can binge watch it for, if it's a 7 hours, there's 7, 8 hours, 10 hours. The video game, people play for 7, 8 hours at a time.
Right.
Day after day, or once, like months, years. That's a different ball game, man. And especially when they're playing my character and hearing my voice and sort of living my life, my character's life.
Exactly.
For 5 or 6 years, that's a whole different ballgame. That's the attachment is so different, and I get that now. And I'm just very grateful that people are respond to it. And I don't get it. I don't get sports and why people paint their faces colors for sports.
Yeah.
But I ain't one to judge. I'm just say, man, I'm in that position to make you happy and make you feel better about yourself and better about life and give you something. Like that's a cool position to be in. So
Yeah. I can imagine. Well, tell me a little bit about, you grew up in Canada, raised in Calgary, from what I understand. What brought you to the States for acting? I mean, what about it? I mean, was there obviously you made a choice to come to the States to act. What was the impetus? What was the desired decision to come here?
Well, I mean, after I was over in Europe for 5 years, and I mean, the idea initially was to come to America to, it is known as a capitalist place where money is quite important. So I thought, I didn't come for any other thing other than let me try to make money and make a big splash. And then the plan was to go back to Canada and sort of, start up maybe a production company or something like that. Life doesn't work that way. Things obviously change and evolve, but I just knew that it's why I like all these Canadian actors come to America, is because of the money. You can make bigger money, better money. It's the best and the worst of America, right? It's what makes it great, and it's what makes it horrible.
Yeah.
It's two sides of the same coin. And so I came for that. And then all of a sudden life happens and 25 years goes by, and you find yourself still here. But it's been, it's been great. And again, it's you come because of my dog here is absolutely baking in the sun. I'm like, why don't you go and shave? See, Bubba. So that was why. It was really just for those opportunities, right? Thinking that there's going to be more opportunities. That was it.
Yeah. Well, what made you stay?
Well, life, work, you develop relationships with people, and you settle in, right? You settle into your life.
Yeah.
And it was that, and it's obviously been wonderful, and it's a great place, and it's again been incredible to me. So, it kind of all of a sudden, all that time goes by.
Yeah. Well, have you become a citizen?
I still have not.
Okay. So you got to kind of re-up your visa all the time?
Permanent resident. Yeah, it's like a green card. And It was funny because for a while I was traveling so much that apparently a large part of my fan base is TSA or Border Patrol, because they would literally be like, Steven, it's so much easier if you just get your residency. They'd call me by and I'd be like, they were looking at my ID, but they knew who I was.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, I just have it. I am a proud Canadian. I'm proud to be in America, but I think I'll probably just keep renewing.
So you just it's a more of a commitment thing.
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I'm just like, well, maybe one day. I think it's probably because I'm scared I'll fail the test.
Yeah. Hey, to be honest, if I had to take the test, I might fail.
Don't remember who was the president. Do you remember that? Thought's looking at me like my dog's like, no, I don't know. No, he doesn't know.
Yeah, I probably don't either. Well, let's, you were part of a couple of things. I think I've been thinking about, with the final season happening, I've been thinking about going back and rewatching Better Call Saul, because I saw you were on a couple episodes, but I for some reason I'm not remembering you being on that. Was that kind of a kick to be on that show that has the prehistory with Breaking Bad? Is it, and all that?
Breaking Bad was probably the first. I think it was the first show I binge watched.
Me too.
I think it was just at the beginning of that, and I love that show. And then, sorry, with Breaking Bad, the character was supposed to reappear, and so I don't know if it was the first season I was in, and then the third. Forget what the seasons were, but the whole idea was I was going to reappear, and I was so excited to do. The idea was to possibly be in the final season, which I thought for Sobchak would be fun, but I was, stuck in Vancouver. We weren't allowed to leave. So it was, that whole gang, Michael Mando and Jonathan Banks, wonderful. Hey, Papa, come on up. Me and Bob Odenkirk. It's a wonderful crew. So smart. The writing. Yeah, just the joy. The only downside is not being able to do more or to play more.
Yeah. Well,
to play on that field that's the fields I want to be on to play,
No, I hear you.
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing. Put food in my mouth. So we'll wait. We'll wait for a minute, and then we'll get going.
Okay.
Great group of people. Absolutely loved the experience. Still friends with so many of them.
Yeah.
Still talk to them all the time.
Yeah.
And now that it's ending, right after 11 years, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But even like from all the characters, like Brianna and I were just having beer together the other day. Been trying to hook up with Tom. Ross and I are always in touch. Yeah, it's Austin will forever be my girl, even though he's on forever Fear of the Walking Dead now.
Yeah.
Again, it's sort of what I said from the top. It's when you said about will you miss Pike? No, I'll miss my friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Walking Dead experience, my friends. I miss my friends.
Yeah.
They're great people.
Well,
Greg Nicotero, the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody loves Greg.
Yeah.
And you worked probably the most with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. How's that relationship?
Nightmare. What a diva.
That seemed to run counter to everything I know about him.
Yeah. He terrible man. Not a lot of people will be honest, but oh my God. I mean, I would say like a child. He's a child. Yeah. So if you can imagine a child with ADD or whatever, that's Jeffrey. I love. We were just actually, when I was, I think, in Scotland, catching up as the season down there was rolling to a close. And I don't see him because he's on that side, I'm on this side. We had such a great time. Yeah. Just a sweetheart, a wonderful man. Hillary, their family, beautiful family. I'm so happy. Yeah. I'm so glad we got to spend that time together. I'd love to work more with him. Again, just it sounds so fucking cheesy. Like
no, it's great. It's a great thing because you don't want to hear especially because the Walking Dead community, the fans are so in love with everybody and what everybody does. In fact, I did a rewatch of the entire series recently, and I joined a Facebook group of fans, and a lot of them talk about how great Simon, how great you were as Simon on the show. Even though you were only on the 2 or so seasons, you definitely make an impact. I'm just curious how you're a nice, easygoing guy. Where do you get that kind? Obviously, you're a good actor. I'm not saying you're not, but you pull up this kind of simmering rage that Simon always scared me more than Negan.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people say that, and it's I guess the thing is, I always say it's acting, right?
Yeah.
We all have these things, right? It within us, but again, it's pretend. You get to pretend. So, I guess I can pretend really well at wanting to fuck you up real bad.
That's awesome.
Because I got anger in me. I got rage.
Oh, yeah, everybody does.
We all got our shit. So, I'm getting the we gotta go.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad we were able to get in some Walking Dead stuff because I'm sure the fans will love that, and I'm sure you're gonna. Do you often do the Walking Dead cons?
Well, those things are kind of gone now. So I do the cons, and like I'm doing one in Texas coming up April 24th weekend, I think, with Alana and Chandler.
Okay.
And I think Jason's going to be there. So we still we're still
We still get
around.
to
And
see each other doing those things. Yeah.
yeah, no one in Pittsburgh. John and I were together, John Bernthal.
Okay. Oh,
So that was fun.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So we still get to see each other and we still do these things as much as we can, which is really, really awesome.
All right, great. Well, Steven, I cannot thank you enough for doing this. I really appreciate your time. I wish you the continued best of luck, and stay safe too out there.
Well, it was lovely to chat with you, and let me know when I can help to support you with this and post stuff or whatever. Just send the email, and I appreciate you changing times, because today turned into a bit of everyone was changing schedules. And
no, you're somebody I really wanted to get on the show, so I would have changed any time.
Well, I appreciate that, and it was lovely to meet you, and I hope you the best for the next thing that you need to change on.
Yeah.
Just it'll happen. You've done it once. You can do it again.
I appreciate that. Well, you have a great time in Palm Springs.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Be well. Bye-bye.